If you've been playing Halo 5's multiplayer up to this point in time, then you've probably asked yourself, why are there so few game modes, game types, and playlists in Halo 5, 3 months after the game's release? Where are all the classic game modes from previous Halos? Those are good questions, and since 343 Industries probably won't be issuing a response on those questions anytime soon, it's up to me, the Act Man, to give you the answers. And in this video, I will be showing you the reason why 343 Industries left out so many game modes, game types, and playlists from Halo 5. So first off, let me clarify. Game modes are more traditional, like Oddball, Team Slayer, Big Team Battle, SWAT. Game types are variations of those traditional modes, like Team Swords, Crazy King. Playlists are collections of the traditional game modes and the game type variations. Everybody understand the difference now? Good, enough science talk. Now it's time for history. Let's look at the evolution of Halo's game modes, playlists, and game types, so we can set the stage for comparison to Halo 5 Guardians. In Combat Evolved, we had 4 core game modes: Slayer, Capture the Flag, Oddball, King of the Hill, Race. Yeah, Race. Everyone's favorite game mode, right? With a number of maps and large amount of options to tweak the game modes, it offered a ton of variety. Not to mention Bungie added a bunch of their own game types to the mix. Thanks, Bungie. You were looking out for us since day one. Halo 2 added Juggernaut, Assault, One Flag, and Territories, while getting rid of Race due to a lack of popularity. Once again, the modes were highly customizable, and Bungie added several of their own game types. Being the first Halo that fans could play online on the Xbox, the variety was nothing short of astounding. Halo 3 continued to add game modes with VIP, and many players' favorite game type,
Infection.
Combined with the huge amount of maps that Halo 3 had, and the fact that there were social playlists, made Halo 3's multiplayer the most diverse in the series thus far. ODST also added Firefight and gave fans a new experimental horde-type game mode. Halo Reach added even more game modes to the Halo franchise, with Headhunter, Stockpile, and Invasion. It also brought back Race from Halo 1. Do you see the recurring pattern here? With each new Halo came new game modes that kept the series fresh, while also staying true and maintaining the classic game modes from previous Halos. Even with Halo 4, 343's first installment into the Halo franchise, they added a few new game modes: Regicide, Extraction, and Dominion, while replacing Firefight with Spartan Ops. While Halo 4 didn't have the longevity of the other games, it still showed up with a decent amount of game modes and playlists for Halo fans to experience. And since it was 343's first addition to the Halo franchise, the variety was acceptable. Although for some, that may be up for debate. So with the incredible success that Bungie had with creating diverse, fun game modes, game types, and playlists in their Halo games, you'd expect the same trend to continue in Halo 5 Guardians, right? Wrong! No, of course not. Why would fans think that Halo 5 would bring back King of the Hill, Assault, Infection, and countless other nostalgic fun game modes? You think you deserve a reasonable variety in a Halo game? Nah. See, what you really want is new cosmetics. Yeah, like the number 12. Finally. Can't believe they finally released it, because there really isn't enough pointless shit in this game. Alright, let's just recap. New to Halo 5, Breakout, Warzone, Warzone Assault, and Strongholds. But since Territories was absent, we'll just cancel Strongholds out. 3 new game modes. Not bad. Modes that are in Halo 5. Slayer, Breakout, Capture the Flag, SWAT, Free-for-All, Stronghold, Warzone, Warzone Assault, and Big Team Battle. Added 1 month into release. And now for the list that is really going to make your head spin. Previous Halo modes absent from Halo 5. Oddball, Griffball, Ricochet, Territories, King of the Hill, Juggernaut, Race, Infection, Assault, One Flag, Gungoose Capture the Flag, Neutral Bomb, Extraction, Headhunter, VIP, Stockpile, Invasion, Dominion, Regicide, Team Doubles, Multi-Team Firefight, and Spartan Ops. Whoa. Holy shit. What happened, 343? Where is everything? Where's the variety? Where are the game modes that made us fall in love with Halo in the first place? Did you hear how long that list was? Where's the creative twists on those game modes? We don't have anything like that in custom games. And the Forge that they spent an extra 2 months on didn't bring any new game modes to the table. What kind of excuse could they possibly have for this lack of spicy game modes?
But Act-Man, what about all the weekend playlists, like Community Breakout and Free-for-All Rockets? Those were fun.
Yes, aside from the fact that 343 used the community to create maps for them, they were fun. But those weekend playlists only lasted like 3 to 4 days. Again, we need long-standing variety. We need playlists and game modes that are accessible on any time, not just on a random weekend.
Maybe 343 didn't have enough time to put all those game modes and stuff into the game. Maybe they were short-staffed.
What? Not enough time? You mean 3 years isn't enough time to copy and paste the creative genius from past Halo games into this one? I'll give you credit though, Warzone is a great game mode and has a lot of depth to it, but Warzone is only 2 game modes, and no matter how good something is, if it's used too much, it'll become boring.
Maybe they forgot or didn't know what the fans wanted.
Now you're trying to say that 343 is stupid. Give them some more credit. There's no way a huge team like that, with previous members of Bungie, could simply forget about 20 plus modes and all the nostalgia that came along with them. And if 343 really doesn't know what the majority of Halo fans want, then they probably shouldn't be the ones making the Halo games.
Act-Man, maybe the game modes you listed were unpopular, and that's why they were dropped.
For real, dude? For real? Infection isn't in the game, and it's easily the 2nd or 3rd most popular playlist.
Maybe it was because 343 wanted to return Halo to its competitive roots.
Well, okay, but Halo has always appeared to casuals, competitors, and everyone in between. So the idea that 343 would want to appeal just to the competitive side of Halo isn't a good argument. Now, if you're a competitive Halo player that doesn't mind playing the same maps and the same game modes over and over and over again to get really good at them, then Halo 5 is probably just what you wanted. But for the rest of us, we need more variety. We need more spices.
You just have to be patient, Act-Man. Don't you know what age of gaming we're in? 343 is probably working right now to add those new game modes to the next patch.
Yeah, but I can't play promises, dude. I can't play promises. What matters is that fans should have had a much more diverse selection of game modes and playlists to choose from right off the bat, or at the very least a few weeks after release. 343 can give us all the stupid helmets and weapon skins in the world, but that doesn't make the gameplay any more diverse or fun. New maps and new stuff to unlock is great, okay? It's great that they keep adding that new stuff, but what Halo 5 desperately needs is more game modes. Fuck, how long should we have to wait for Infection? It didn't even come along with Forge of all things. So now people that want to make Forge maps can't make Infection maps because they don't know when Infection's going to be in the game, thus limiting custom games and Forge. And a quick side note, isn't it hilarious how people are saying Halo 2 Infection is possible now? Why isn't Halo 5 Infection possible now? Why do we have to go back 12 years to Halo 2 to play what was the beta or alpha version of Infection?
Could be that 343 Industries was just being cautious because of the disaster of Halo the Master Chief
Don't you dare finish the title of that game. Yes, 343's last entry into the Halo franchise was one of the biggest disasters in gaming history. However, that was 5 games, mashed together into a horrifying Frankenstein monster. Halo 5 is 1 game, and by now they should know that it works damn near perfectly when it comes to finding games. So 343 should no longer be hesitant to add more playlists. So now that we've debunked those arguments, we're starting to get close to the truth. 343, Bungie already made the winning formula for you. They made all these unique game modes and game types that added endless variety to Halo's multiplayer. And all you had to do was copy and paste the creative genius. You had the opportunity, you had the ability, you had the talent and the people. You had more than enough time. So why didn't you do it? I believe I can answer my own question. Warzone, the biggest selling point of Halo 5 Guardians. And what is the most important part of Warzone? Why, it's the rec packs, of course. So what does Warzone have to do with the lack of playlists and game modes? Well, Let me explain. See, if Halo 5 players were given more playlists, game modes, and game types, then they might be less likely to play Warzone. And if players are less likely to play Warzone, then they won't be exposed to rec packs and rec weapons as much. And if players are not exposed to the rec packs and weapons, then they might not be willing to open their wallets for something that no Halo game has ever had before.
Can you guess?
Microtransactions. That's right. This all comes back to microtransactions in Halo 5. Is it any coincidence that the first Halo game to feature microtransactions also features the fewest amount of game modes since the original Halo? It makes sense from a financial standpoint. 343 wants to funnel more players into Warzone so that those players are more likely to purchase rec packs with real money, thus supporting the business model. Think about it. If they had more playlists and game modes, that would mean less people playing Warzone. With Infection being the third or second most popular game type, having it in Halo 5 would draw thousands of people away from Warzone and from potentially buying rec packs. Less people playing Warzone equals less people buying rec packs equals less perceived profit for 343 Industries and Microsoft. Because let's face it, who the hell would pay for the rec packs if they didn't play Warzone? Now, I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody who buys the rec packs with their own money. I'm just saying, if we didn't have microtransactions, we'd likely have a much larger variety of game modes, game types, and playlists to compensate. And I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody that really loves Warzone. Don't get me wrong, I love Warzone too. It's just that I want something else to play other than Warzone and the ranked arena playlists that we have. People are so desperate to play Infection on Halo 5 that they have created their own game type to get as close as possible to the Infection from Halo 3 and Reach. And even then, it's far from perfect. How funny is that? The Halo community is trying harder than 343 to put Infection into Halo 5. You guys are the greatest, man. The Halo community, seriously. And one last thing that microtransactions affects is custom games and Forge. If Halo 5 had the Infection game type and the Assault play type, people would likely be playing more custom games. They'd be making more Infection-related maps, they'd be playing those with their friends, and then they wouldn't be playing Warzone. And if you go to the game settings in custom games, you cannot change the stats of one team from another. Every single Spartan will have the same stats, regardless of what team they're on, thus preventing the players from creating their own legitimate Infection type. Oh, but some people want to commend 343 for breaking the trend of paid DLC and having free updates, but at what cost? We lost so much. I can't play promises. I can't play things that may or may not be coming in the future.
So the bottom line, microtransactions and Warzone is very likely responsible for all the game modes and playlists that we're missing that have been in past Halo games. Halo 5 has insane potential as a game. The problem is that Infection's not in the game, Juggernaut, etc. All that stuff's not in the game right now. I think we have yet to get a clear answer from 343 on why Infection isn't in the game despite its huge popularity. You know, that's the big thing, is that if we all remain quiet, if we're all quiet, 343 is not going to care, and they're not going to do anything about it. There has to be enough people making a big deal about this in order for 343 to get together and say, look, we need to put this into the game, okay? You know, I love Halo 5, and I want it to be the best multiplayer game that it can possibly be. You know, map variety and map design are totally different issues, but what we can work on right now is getting those playlists and game modes into Halo 5. That's the bottom line, guys, is that we gotta fight for it. You know, we gotta make a big deal, otherwise things aren't gonna change. Things aren't gonna change. We did it with Big Team Battle, and we can do it again. Now, whether you like or dislike this video is totally up to you, and all I want is to spread awareness and to get people talking about this, because again, that's the only way things are gonna change. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got some benefit out of it. Please share the video, share your thoughts, post comments below. Do whatever you can to spread awareness for this and to make it something that 343 needs to address. Because I'm missing Fat Kid right now. I want to be the Fat Kid, okay? This is the X-Man, signing out.